Hello, good afternoon. Today, 2020 to May 21st, Saturday. Looking forward to have a happy weekend to all of you. Okay. And today we have a very simple idea in Python, the asterisk operator. Um, when we call a df, call it def, let us say it's a subroutine or a function or what call a procedure, whatever we call it. Um, we pass through the arguments, right? And sometimes we don't know how many of the arguments. Then there is a way with the asterisk operator. We can pass any number, it can be A, B, C, or even D. It's very flexible. Okay, you don't don't care how many operators how many arguments there are. Then you can pass through it. Okay. But another way, though, you can, in the same way, we can pass through all the arguments as a list or tuple. In such a case, the argument is actually one argument, a single argument. To that depth, it's actually one argument. Therefore, it's no asterisk here. And you can see in both cases, the results are the same. But of course, we prefer this one because it looks more Pythonic with a star there, and for those who are not very familiar with Python, will be we would really catchy to this bit more Pythonic way of writing code. But sometimes when I wrote this dev, I was a bit regret because sometimes I found that hmm, my argument is in fact a tuple, so in fact it's a list. Then it may be difficult to use this def, right? To use this procedure. How to call it procedure or subroutine, I can't remember. But anyway, we call it def, right? It's hard to use it. But I found a way. If you put a asterisk here, then will be okay. This means that if I use this format, then either I put the arguments one by one here, not as a list, but an arguments one by one. Or if the argument itself is a list or a tuple, I put a star in front of them. Then will be okay. That means that in three cases the result will be the same. And what about if that is a matrix, a list of lists? Then will it work? Yeah, it works. Okay, that means that we have, if we put a star in front of it, then we can still use the format. Okay. No matter how many, I mean, how many tuples there are. It doesn't matter. In fact, there's no limit to it. Any length doesn't matter. It's still workable. In brief, if you use this format with asterisk, then the number of arguments doesn't matter. It, uh, then you can just put it when you are parsing as ordinary um, arguments, A, B, C, D, or you're parsing something like this. This way or this way, no problem. You can print it like that. If not, suppose that its argument is a single list. If you want this, then you have to put this dot in front of it. This means to expand it to be this form. Okay? So all the cases should work without any problem. Okay, that is a very simple idea, and maybe a lot of people who well known this way already in Python. But it's just a kind of reminder of how to use the asterisk operator. Okay, thank you for listening to this, and we'll talk to you another trick some days later. Okay, thank you.